Picture this. All of your social media pages are driving constant traffic to your business, relentlessly posting valuable content and an incredible piece, all without you having to lift a single finger. Well, what if I told you you could build an AI system so powerful you can do all of this in a matter of minutes? Well, that is exactly what we're going to build today, step by step. So let's get into it. In this video, I'll walk you through the step-by-step process on how to build an automated content generating system that using Airtable and Make.com generates a shit ton of content for all of your social media pages in a matter of a couple of clicks of work and a couple of minutes of wait. But that just not ends there, because I'm gonna firstly explain to you the old way of viewing content and why it is updated and you should stop viewing your content this way. Therefore, I'm going to explain to you the new way of viewing content, why you should start implementing this way of viewing your content right now, and why this is so revolutionary for every business owner. Then I'm going to break down for you the basic structure of this content generating system we're going to build together later in the video, and how to optimize the production and distribution phases of this automation. So let's get into it. So let's start by breaking down the old way of viewing content, why it is completely outdated, and why you should stop viewing your content this way. So let's take, for example, you publish a YouTube video, and the video is basically composed of the video itself, the thumbnail, the copy, and the video title. And in the old way of viewing content, that all composed together would be the whole content of your video. The same goes for short form content, so 30 to 60-second videos on Instagram Reels, LinkedIn, and TikTok. The content you have is the video and the copy all together and published. Same goes for image posts on Instagram, Facebook, and just the text posts on X. The content you have in the old way of viewing content is these whole pieces together, but theoretically the video, the thumbnail, the copy, and the video title are all different content types. Therefore, in the new way of viewing content, all of those different content pieces are all stored together into a content pool. So the video, the image, the copy, the title, the transcription are all taken as individual pieces of content that can be reused in a number of ways to create a basically limitless number of other content. So let's take the example we used a couple of seconds before. So if you have a video and you publish on YouTube, you do have a transcript, and with that transcript, using some kind of AI tool, AI software, LLM, so large language module, and running through some kind of automation, you can use, for example, ChatGPT with a system prompt and create different posts from that transcript of that video. With those posts, you can create images and post all together into, let's say, for example, X or Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook. And with all those content, then you can create from the post, again using some kind of automation and some kind of prompts into some kind of large language module, an article, a blog you can post on Medium or WordPress or any other software where you publish blogs. And you can basically transform those small pieces of content into a basically unlimited number of ways into other form of content, basically into a recycle system that lets you generate an embarrassing amount of content for all of your social media pages. And I mean, now it should be clear to you the potential of this content generating system, because I mean, we started from a YouTube video and now we have from 3 to maybe 5 different posts with different images into LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we do also have an article published on Medium or WordPress or whatever platform you are using. And this all on automation is driving traffic for all of your social media pages and your brand. So let's now dive into the basic structure of this content generating system. So breaking this system down, we basically have left 4 major steps: the input, the storage, the production, and distribution. In the input step, you basically input, of course, in the database we are using some kind of image, video, audio, or text content. That text content is then separated and stored individually into a database where we are going to manage every action of this content generating system, and we are organizing every pieces of content we are generating and using in a number of ways. Then from the database, we are producing with some kind of automation running through some kind of modules. For example, Claude could be, or Perplexity, or ChatGPT. Could be really any type of LLM that uses our input content and generates a different output, basically creating for us free unlimited content. And then there is the final, and for me most important, I would say, step, because distribution step is where all of the content that this system generates should be approved by someone and not just straight up published, because this is very important, and this is something not everyone says. They all say this automation, it's start to bottom all AI automated, it's a magic trick that automates everything for you in minutes, but it is not the reality of things, because in the distribution step you have to check the content this system is generating, because you cannot straight up publish AI content, and we all know why. Because if you have a branding and maybe an image doesn't resonate your brand, you need in some way to have an assurance that all of the content this system generates is valuable to publish. And then once approved, the content is all going through LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, Twitter, I already said it, TikTok, and all of your social media pages. Well, why don't we get into the real practice of how this automation works, so I can show you the real power this system has. So here in Airtable, I've uploaded an audio where I share an idea about a build that could automate the whole process of onboarding new clients and employees. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose in the transformative action section the first transformative action, so media to transcription, because I want to transcribe this audio file into text, so I can use it to then repurpose it into many different ways. So I'm going to wait till this automation in Airtable runs, so that it sends the ID of the row and the ID of the transformative action. It just ran, as you can see. So now I can hop on to make and hit run once, so I can show you in real practice on how this works. So it just ran and it wrote the ID, just it took the file, it transcribed it, and it then uploaded the Airtable base. So I can now see here that it just uploaded the copy field with the transcription of the audio file. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to again go ahead and choose a transformative action, and I'm going to choose text transcription to 5x tweets. So I'm going to again wait a second till the automation in Airtable runs and sends the data here to make.com, and then I'll show you what it can do for you. So it just ran, so I can hop on here and I hit run once. It should read the right ID. It got the third one, as you can see. It's going to run the third automation. Here it just created the copy, the content copy for the 5 tweets. Now he's creating the prompt for the first image, and now here he's creating the actual image. Then it will upload everything into the template I've created in Placid, and then it will lastly upload both the template and the copy of the tweet into Airtable. And as you can see, it just did. That is basically it, and now it's going to run 5 different times, because this iterator separates the previously created tweets into 5 different collections. So this automation generates me automatically 5 different tweets. Now I'm going to stop this so I can show you better the real value of this automation, because now I can just hop on into transformative actions and choose to create a whole block with second transformative action. Now I'm gonna hit it, and I'm just gonna wait a couple of seconds till the automation again in Airtable runs. Just did, so I can hop on make and hit run once. Now the second row is going to run right here, and then it's going to firstly create the keyword on which the blog content is going to be based, then it creates the actual blog content, then it updates Airtable with the blog content, then it creates JSON, waits a minute, parses the JSON, and so on till it's done. So I can check in Airtable the actual content of the blog. As you can see, it's all right here, and now I'm going to cut this out so you can see the final result. So now that every single module has run, I can hop into Google, go ahead and go to Docs, and the last doc will be the just generated blog. So this is it. This is the image that has created, and this is where it placed it, and this is all the content it just generated. But it is not it, because now I can go ahead and click plus in the transformative actions and choose text transcription to post. I can wait again a couple of seconds till the automation sends the data to make. So it just did. Again, I can hop into make and hit run once. It will take the fourth row of this scenario, and we will firstly create the post, then parse into JSON with these two modules. Then it will create the prompt for the image. It will create the image. It will then compose the template with the content of the post and the image, and we will then lastly update my Airtable. Well, as you can see, the last module is running. Just gonna wait a couple of seconds more, and Airtable has finally been updated with the post. And this is what it has come up with. And as you can see with just an audio file of an idea, not well structured, not well detailed, it just generated for me 5 different tweets, a whole blog with image, and even a post for social media content. Now, if you are interested in AI and this kind of AI automations, or if you want to streamline processes in your business that are taking hours out of your already busy schedule, or maybe you have some ideas about some builds that we can structure for you, there's a link in the description where you can book a free discovery call with me and my team, and we can talk this through and see what we can do. So now let's start building together the database where all of the content we are going to generate and repurpose into other content form is going to be organized and stored. So here we have a brand new workspace into Airtable. I've named content system. Now I'm going to rename the table. First one is going to be content pool. I'm going to hit save, and now I'm going to delete all of these fields so we can build it together. So the first one right here should be the ID field, because later in the video I'll show you, in a couple of minutes, I'll get to why we need to put an ID field to separate all the different lines into this database, because now it wouldn't really make sense. But we are looking for a formula, and we are choosing ID, record ID. I had to close the parentheses so it doesn't work, otherwise hit save. Then we're going to create next the copy, and we're going to choose long text. Then we're going to create the title, and we're going to see a single line text, create field. Then we're going to create idea. Let's say you have an idea and you write it down here. You can use it to repurpose it and create other content form. And I hit long text. Now I'm gonna shrink it all down so we can better have a bird's eye view. Then I'm gonna create image and look for attachment, create field, then video. And of course again attachment, create field, and shrink this down. Then we're going to create a source type, and for this we're going to choose multiple select, and we're going to add an option. We're going to add idea, then we're going to add a video content. Then we're going to add a voice message, and that is basically it for now. So let's create this field also. And then we're going to create the transformative actions field that we're going to create right now. So I'll hit create a new table and create field, and now we have the transformative action table. So in this table right here is where we are going to create and manage the transformative actions that are going to run this automation right here. We are going to build later in the video on make.com, and are going to manage how to transform some kind of content into some other kind of content. And so Let's start by changing this field right here into, I would say, ID. And let's search for auto number right here, save. And we are going to choose auto number because we need for each transformative action a different number to filter out a different route in the make.com automation to basically run a different transformation, so to transform our content into different ways. So as you can see, you can filter. We're going to build this later, but we have to filter out each section of the automation with the numbers right here. So we're going to start now naming the field to, again, transformative actions, if I can write it right, transformative actions. Can save, and then we are going to choose for the first one media to transcription. Then we're going to choose transcription slash text, I would say, because we also have the idea form, and to post. Then we're going to choose text slash transcription to blog post. And then we're going to create another one and choose, let's say, text transcription to 5x tweets. So creates 5 different tweets. And then for the last one, we're going to choose media to shorts plus TikToks. And that is it also for this table. So now there is one more thing we need to do before actually starting to build the actual real automation inside make.com that is going to repurpose our content into a number of different ways. And that is going to be to set up the automation that actually sends the data and the content of our content pool into Airtable, so we can repurpose it, as I said, in a number of different ways. So you're going to go into automations. I'm going to rename this. We can leave automation. I'm going to write trigger. So now we're going to add a trigger right here, and we're going to select when record matches condition. Select the table, content pool, then select the condition, and we want this action right here to trigger when transformative actions is not empty. So whenever this field right here is not empty, so whenever we choose one of the transformative actions, the automation here will run, the data will be sent to make.com, and the whole scenario will run. So let's go ahead and continue with the automation. So now with the next step, we want to select Slack and send a message, and that is going to be because, wait, let me delete this one, because I've structured this automation inside Airtable, so you do not have to buy the paid subscription for Airtable, so the team one that lets you just select run a script, and with this kind of plan you can just select run a script and go ahead, and inside make.com you would need to create a webhook. And so this one, custom webhook, when you're going to add it and you're going to name it whatever, automation trigger, and we're going to save, and you're going to copy the address. So this HTML address right here, you're going to copy it and you're going to paste it in the run action module. You're going to add right here, you're going to select post in the method because you want to post the content of the Airtable row into make.com, and then you're going to add another action we're going to also add as the last action. In this way of building the automation inside Airtable that is completely free and is as cost effective as possible. So we're going to add another module right here and search for Slack. We're going to select send a message, and if you do not have a Slack account, you can just sign in for free, and you will also need to create a public channel where the data, so the record ID of the row in Airtable and also the record ID of the transformative action the chosen transformative action are going to be sent at. And we can leave the description as empty. We're going to select your account. You're going to select also the channel you've created for this automation, and then you will need to click this add button right here and select Airtable record ID. Then you will need to write a slash, next line, and also add transformative actions. Now here we don't want the actual contents on display here, we don't want the name, but we do want the ID. So we're going to select here display ID, and that is it for this module. Now we're going to go to the next one. You're going to add another module and select update record, because whenever this field right here is being populated with one of these transformative actions, we want then the field to be empty again, because otherwise the automation will not run when you want to select another action again. So in update record, again, for the description you can leave it empty. You're going to select the table, so content pool. The record ID is going to be the record ID of Airtable, and you're going to add choose field, and for the field you're going to select transformative actions, and you're going to leave it empty. So this next step just empties out the action from the field. So that is it. You can double check everything if you're not sure when transformative action is not empty. Send a message, Slack, this specific channel, and this specific variables. Now we can turn it on and we can test it real quick by just going ahead and go to the content pool and select an action. So transcription to blog post. Now it should run and it should send me right here the ID and also the transformative actions ID. So as you can see, it just ran and the field is now empty, and here I just received the ID of Airtable and also the transformative action ID. So we now know this automation works. So now we can jump straight into make.com and create the real automation step by step, or I should say module by module. So the first module you're going to choose is going to be the trigger of this whole automation and is going to be Slack. So you want to go ahead and double tap and select Slack, and you're going to select watch public channel messages. And now for the settings of this module, you're going to go ahead and for the input method, select from a list from the public channel. You're going to select the channel you've created for this specific automation. And for the limit, you want to go ahead and select 1, hit save, and create the next module. Now the next module is going to be a ChatGPT one that format the data into a JSON format. Of course, the prompt used in every single module of this automation is going to be linked in the description, so you do not have to worry about anything but copying and pasting everything inside make.com. So again, this module parses the text from the previous module of Slack into a JSON format. Then you're gonna want to go ahead and add another module and select parse a JSON. You want to go ahead and just drag and drop the result from the previous module in here. You're gonna hit save, and then the next module is going to be a get a record from Airtable. You're gonna go ahead and select Airtable. You're gonna go ahead and select the record. For the base, you want to select your base, from the table your table, and for the record ID you want to go ahead and select record ID parsed in the previous module. So this one right here, select it here and hit save. Now you're gonna go ahead for the next module and add a router. It's called this one, that is going to divide the automation into multiple routes. And now for the first route of this automation, you're going to choose an HTTP module. So you're going to add this module right here, and you're going to choose the first action, so get a file, because we want to get the file of the video or audio you are uploading here in Make, and we want to transcribe it. So inside the actual module, you will need to open this variable here, this video variable, and select URL and drag and drop in here. Now hit save, and then for the next module, you're going to again select a ChatGPT module. Now for this one, differently from the previous one, you're going to search for transcript, and you're going to select create a transcript with Whisper. And for this module, you're going to you're going to map the file and fill in with the file name, and you're gonna want to type MP3 to make sure that the file name is in MP3 format. You want to drag the data of the actual file in here, and to select the module that is going to be Whisper 1, because it is the only one available. And then it should be default, but you then want to change this response format into JSON. If it is not in JSON, then hit save, and then go ahead and create the next module that is going to be an update a record inside Airtable. So in here again, you want to choose the base, you're going to choose the table, and then for the record ID, you want to scroll down to previously parsed JSON, and select again record ID and drag it in here. And for the text, you're gonna want ahead and select the variable, the only variable from the previous ChatGPT module, drop it in here, and it should be it also for this module. You're gonna go ahead and hit save, and we are done for this road right here. So we are now on to the next one. Now for this next road of the automation, this is a whole string of actions that creates the blog for our content pool. So it's going to firstly create a keyword on which the blog is going to be based, then it creates the whole blog, then it updates Airtable with the actual blog content, then it parses the content into JSON, into if I don't remember wrong, CEO title, meta description, and the actual body, but we can check it in here. And all of these modules of this road of the automation are explained in our previous video where we build blog generating automation. So you want to go ahead and just copy that whole flow. And again, yeah, CEO title, meta description, and the actual body, so with the all points and the headings. Now it's going to sleep for a minute before parsing the JSON. Then it's going to create the markdown to transform the markdown from text into HTML, so we can then create the document. Then we're going to create the prompt for the image, then we're going to create the image, then we're going to upload again Airtable with the image for the blog, and then we're going to insert the image into the document into Google Docs. And then the last module is the one of posting the whole thing into Medium. I use Medium. You can use whatever software you have. You can find it by searching here. There are really countless apps, I believe more than 5,000. So if you use WordPress, you can just type it in and create a post. So that is it again for this module. I'm not going to go in details about every single module because it would be an hour and a half video, so I will not do that. So now we can jump straight into the next road of this module, which is one that creates 5 different tweets, 5 different images, and 5 different copies, of course, for the 5 different tweets. So for the first module of this automation, I've chose to use Claude because I really find out that it generates better copy for social media content, but you can use ChatGPT or any other LLM really. And again, you will find all of the prompts used in every one of these modules linked in the description. So this module basically creates the copy for the 5 different tweets. Now you will need to add another module, which is an iterator. And what an iterator does is it basically takes an array and splits it into collections based off how it is structured. And I've structured this one so that it splits the text response of this previous module anytime it finds a new line. Therefore, the previous module is structured so that dividing the 5 different copies of the tweets are new lines, of course. So as this iterator creates 5 different collections, these 4 next modules will run 5 different times. So now the next module is one that creates the prompt for the creation of an image. Again, you will find the prompt in the description. And basically after this one, you will need to add another ChatGPT module, which is now one that creates the image, and you will just need to fill in the previous module results in here as a prompt, hit save. And now the next module is a Placid one that basically puts together the copy and the image into a template that is then going to be the actual image of the tweet. And so let me go ahead and show you real quick how you can do it too. So of course, you will firstly need to sign in Placid. I'm using a paid plan, but you can use a free plan, but you of course are limited to the limited credits. So I'll hit create a new template, and I'll show you why this software is so helpful creating automations, because you can turn any element of this template into a variable by simply hitting this button right here, these 2 arrows hitting each other. You can just turn anything. If I want, for example, the background to change based off the image generated, I can just turn it into a variable, and going to create a new module, select Placid, create an image, and I can select the template with the image. And if I choose, well, yeah, I think I'd save it as test 1. Yep, I need to hit save. And if I choose that specific, well, I can choose whatever. If I choose that specific template, I can fill in all the different elements, even the text color, with variables. So that is really amazing about Placid. And with this template I've created, I just fill in basically the content and then the URL of the image. And this is not that copy and paste, because you need to create your own template and so set your own variables. And now, of course, the next and last module of this road is the one that creates the new record inside Airtable. So basically updating it, and I'll show you the settings are for the copy, the value of the array that splits the different tweets, because of course we want the copies of the different tweets in different rows. So we are not going to select the whole text response containing the whole 5 tweets. And then next, for the file URL, just the image URL of the previous Placid module. So I'll hit save, and we can jump straight into the last row of this automation. So the first module of this last row is again a Claude module creating the post for our social media pages. And again, you can use ChatGPT if you find it better. Then the post is then formatted into JSON format, dividing the content into title and copy. Then the JSON is parsed with this module right here, as we've seen here. I just feed in the result of the previous module. And then again, same as the previous route, you firstly create the prompt for the image, and then you feed that prompt into the image creator. And then again, Placid module that with a different template creates the actual content that we are going lastly to publish out into Facebook, LinkedIn. You can add Instagram, X, or whatever, but really to be honest, I would cancel out these modules right here and just update Airtable, because again, publishing straight up AI content is not that smart of a move, because you need to maybe rebrand it, maybe tweak out a little things that are not set perfectly. And again, I wanted to just update the rows into Airtable so I can see everything from a bird's eye view and have a clear idea in mind of what content I am generated, what content should be posted and what should be not posted. Now this is the end of the automation, but you might be wondering why, because in the content system, in the transformative actions table, the last row of the transformative actions field is media to shorts plus TikToks, and that is because we are going to see a whole system that generates shorts and TikToks, so 30 to 60-second videos with captions, all on automation, taking the content of a long form video that could be really any video that is public. So now for this first system built together that generates the transcript from the media, generates a whole blog from a copy, and generates 5 different tweets and a social media post, we are done. So now I wanted to thank you if you watched till this far. If you have any suggestions, please leave it in the comment, leave a like and subscribe to support this channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.